Welcome, beloveds. We are moving with fluidity, with beauty, into a new spiral. I just found this beautiful song, and it's called Empress by Yaima. Y-A-I-M-A. There is an Empress archetype in all of us, just laying, sleeping, waiting for us to awaken that beautiful ability to weave beauty, to give birth to new realities, to give birth to new visions. And I am so happy to be here with you. This is the last live stream of 2023. My name is Katarina Satori. And if you and I meet for the very first time, please let me know in the comments where you're joining from. And I felt an impulse 2 hours ago. And I said, oh, this is the time. This is the time to share and to spend a few moments together and to honor the cycle that we are completing, even though the nature's new year starts on spring equinox. We honor the cycle that we have here, right? Which is the end of the year and the beginning of the new. And even if it's symbolic, it's a great opportunity to look back with new eyes and to appreciate the harvest and the fruits, the lessons and the challenges of this year, and to look forward and to ask yourself, well, who do I choose to become in this new cycle? So thank you so much for joining. I'm looking at your comments. Hawaii. Okay, who else? Let's see, Central. Okay, привет, дорогая Cynthia. So I'm gonna take a few moments to share something with you. The New Year's Eve is my absolutely favorite holiday. I grew up in Russia, and in my country of origin, this is the really huge holiday. It's the big one. It's something that everybody looks forward to and waits for. We don't really celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate Christmas unless you are a Russian Orthodox. Then you wait for January 7th and you celebrate it there. So the big holiday that everybody honors and greatly parties is New Year's Eve. So last night I was watching old movies that I grew up with as a child. And I got all very, very nostalgic last night. Do you ever experience that? You watch some old movies, maybe some American movies that you watched that were filmed in 50s or 60s. And you get nostalgic. You get a little like warm in your heart. Maybe shed a few tears, right? Crazy Russian Dad has joined. So good to see you. I love the humor that you put into the world. I highly recommend everybody to check out his videos. We come from the same heritage, and this country has been my home for the last 20 years. I came here with a big dream and with huge work ethic and this unstoppable mindset. And here I am 20 years later, sharing my message online and offering people tools and inspiration and a reminder that we can change our life. We can go beyond our circumstances. We can create our reality. And this is my inspiration behind everything I do, is to remind and help more and more people remember that we, on the level of the soul, we are sovereign beings, right? And we are spirits in these physical bodies, and we can learn universal laws. We can learn how the nature operates. We can learn the cycles of creation and destruction. We can find our place in this beautiful fractal of reality. We can find our unique song that only we can offer to this universe, right? Universe, one song, this beautiful song of the cosmos that we can be a part of. And we can create meaningful, fulfilling, joyful lives, and we can navigate challenges and obstacles that will come at every cycle of our life, but we can have a different relationship with them, knowing that every obstacle and every challenge gives us an opportunity for refinement, gives us an opportunity to unlock inner strength. And without challenge, we don't really know what we're truly capable of. Without a certain amount of pressure in our life, we never uncover the sweetness of surrender. And without a storm, we don't appreciate the sunshine. So looking back into this year and how it had just such a range, 2023 was a big range. Let me know in the comments if you felt that. There were very high highs and quite deep lows. And everything in between, and the training that I kept receiving from my higher self is find your equanimous self. Don't get lost in the character. Don't get lost in the movie. This is a very fascinating movie. It's very real to your senses, right? But stay in remembrance of who you are and choose to be awake and choose to be remembered. Good to see you, darling. Good to see you. Choose to be awake. Choose to be choose to remember. And this was my training, darlings. Equanimous self. How do you activate that ability to be calm, clear, and willing and curious, right? And how do you cultivate joy under any circumstances? How do you cultivate joy? That's maturity. That's the different relationship with life. That's a new way of engaging with our reality. You say, in the past, I thought I needed reasons to be happy. And that was great. That was my understanding of reality. Now, I understand that I don't need to have reasons or certain conditions to be happy. I can tap into a bubble of joy in my consciousness, and I can cultivate and make it grow, right? Isn't that beautiful curriculum for us to learn? And then I wanted to offer you this intention that I hold for 2024. For any of you who want to become millionaires in 2024, let me know in the comments, or multimillionaires. May I offer you an inspiration that comes from one of my beloved teachers. And I invite all of us to become smile millionaires, that we give away millions of smiles next year, right? We become smile millionaires. We walk into a room and we carry this genuine energy, right? And we offer a smile to a stranger, to a friend, to a tree, to an animal, to a bird. And physiologically, a smile does such a marvelous things to your inner state, right? Yogananda, yes, crazy Russian dad. Absolutely, Yogananda. So this is one of my beloved teachers. I just finished this book. And any broadcast that you join, you will walk away with a book recommendation. I'm an avid reader. And, I just took a few days off screen and I finished several books that were half finished. And one of them is this one, is The Life of Yogananda. Yogananda wrote a book that is really famous and well known. It's called Autobiography of a Yogi. And he wrote it in Encinitas self-realization hermitage. I only live half an hour away from here. So he dedicated the last years of his life to write that powerful book that is truly a transmission. You read the book and you can experience spiritual awakening from reading the book, right? So, but this is a new book that is written about his life. And when you read this book, you get a perspective of a person who had a profound connection to a mission, to a sense of spiritual assignment. And you know, sometimes it's easy to think, but when you have a spiritual mission in your life, you simply say yes, right? You simply say yes, and life begins to unfold in a unique way, and it does. But when you read his biography, you quickly learn how dynamically engaged he was with his mission. He came from India in 1920, where he already was a recognized teacher in India. He already founded a school of how to live well for Indian youth. And he received the call from the divine to come to US and to bring the science of yoga to US. And so when he came reluctantly, he didn't want to leave his mother India. When he came, he didn't just like sit in a room waiting for his disciples to come and find him. He wasn't, he was a self-realized yogi with deep embodied vibration, with years of experience of spiritual disciplines. And he didn't arrive to America and just like sat in his house waiting for his disciples, right? He immediately got into action, and he would give hundreds of free lectures. He would speak and he would share the message of yoga. And when I read his book, how dynamically engaged he was with his mission, with the vision, with his assignment, and how many trials and obstacles and financial uncertainties and the pressure of leading organization. He wasn't a trained leader. He wasn't a trained business person. He had to become that in service to his mission, in service to his vision. So I highly recommend everyone to read this book. It's very very eye-opening read where you see this spiritual master who was living in a human body under environmental pressures. He went through World War II and the Great Depression that went through that, and he kept carrying the flame of his spiritual assignment, of his spiritual vision. So Yogananda writes in one of his books, I choose to be a smile millionaire. And if this touches your heart, may this be an intention that more of us share. That it's one thing to pursue our financial goals and our financial visions, and there is nothing wrong with that, as long as we don't lose ourselves in that pursuit, right? As long as we don't lose our health or our relationships or our ability to sleep peacefully at night. As long as we remember that the true wealth is that inner harmony, and the true wealth is our vibration, right? The true wealth is our ability to find joy under any circumstances. That is true wealth. And when we find that within, we begin to recognize opportunities and synchronicities and moments of destinies that create prosperous experiences for us as a result of that inner alignment, right? So a smile millionaire is my intention. He said, if I want to be a multi-millionaire, I want to give away many millions of smiles next year. So, beloveds, from going to the transmission of Smile Millionaire, I wanted to offer you a next piece. I'll contemplate together. And it's the piece on that it takes strength to dream. I'm sitting on a meditation cushion here. So 1 second, darlings. I'm just going to reposition myself here. Okay. You know, it takes a strength of the soul to dream a new dream for yourself. It takes strength to hold the vision for a new reality for yourself while patiently toiling the soil of your life, whatever circumstances, karmically or the ones that is your spiritual curriculum, right? We all have something in our life that we're being asked to bring all our patience. You know, there are going to be chapters in our life where we'll be asked to find a way to endure something challenging, right? To endure something, or maybe even, you know, be in the space of not knowing for a really lengthy time. And again, it serves us, it helps us refine our consciousness. It helps us become, you know, these more available vessels for service, for to become an artist of our own life. Everything is here helping us refine. But it really takes strength to dream. And I wanted to share with you this message that I kept receiving from my guides. One of the ways that I serve, I am a medium, and specifically there's many ways to be a medium. For me, it's always been a mental medium. So I will tap into Akashic field and begin streaming information from the higher planes of reality, from different masters of light that I work with. And the message that I've been receiving is, we have reached the critical mass. Vibrationally speaking, you know, the critical mass of consciousness, the tipping point that we, as if you identify as a light worker or a person on a spiritual mission, we have reached that. It has happened. The new earth is here. And the next leg of the journey for those of us who have been on this path of following your soul's path, the next point is for us to really anchor a new way of being, anchor the new earth codes in our relationships, in our communication, in our vibration, right? In our contribution, in our leadership, right? So new earth codes are here, and what is needed is more and more humans, more available vessels for those codes to be embodied in form. Right now, they're all in ether. They're all in Akashic records. They're all streaming on this planet. How can they take form? They take form through you and I. So becoming the vessel for this new earth consciousness that is rooted in the values of the new earth, right? What are the values that we can embody more of? And I was contemplating on redefining strength. If it takes strength to dream, it takes strength to embody this new way of being. What is the new meaning of strength, right? What is the new meaning of strength? I wanted to contemplate that together with you. And I think about the strength that we all, yearn to see more of. The strength of the feminine. Not as a gender, but as a consciousness, as a feminine consciousness on this planet. The strength to unite. The strength of receptivity. The strength of allowing something to unfold in its divine timing instead of forcing or pushing, right? Divine feminine strength is what we are. Thank you, Carmen. That's what we are invoking, yearning, or being asked to embody more of. The strength of weaving beauty where there has been destruction and desolation, right? The strength of repairing something, this, whether it's a relationship or communication, the strength to hold our reactions in the moment of overwhelm or fear, and say, I know I have all the right to react and to assert myself. And that was my old version of strength. But now I have this sweet opportunity to make a new choice. Sweet opportunity to restore my calmness, sweet opportunity to repair, right? To bring myself into unity, to lead with new energy, to lead with new vibration. So the new earth is here. The tipping point has been reached. Now it's all about us being the vessels, being the ambassadors for this new consciousness, right? And supporting each other on this path and encouraging each other, because there are going to be these waves of clarity and certainty, where we remember who we are and our task and our strength, right? And our awareness, these beautiful moments of lucidity. And there's going to be times where we will be in confusion, in inertia, in unease. That is a part of the human experience. So remembering that we are messengers to each other, that in the moment of destiny, when we are truly present with each other, we lift each other's spirits. We remind each other, there is a power you're not claiming fully, right? When you have that trust with somebody, because it's all about all of us accessing new depths of our soul power. We have so much power within us. It's suppressed, right? It's suppressed. It's kind of like under these layers and layers of conditioning, layers and layers of self-doubt. When we allow that power, that Shakti, that feminine power to rise, and we can find a way to breathe through every blockages and every trigger that this Shakti will move through. Wow, we become more and more fully available to life, and more energetic, dynamic, on purpose, loving, beautiful, radiant, right? So, darlings, what else wanted to come through today? Become a smile millionaire. It takes strength to dream. The new earth is here. We've reached the tipping point, right? Hazen, good to see you. She says, I wish guys supported each other and promoted each other the way women do. Men are on the way, Hazen. I wish that too. And I really see transformation. It can bring sadness where you tap into that. Men don't support each other as much as women do. But even you naming this and acknowledging that, I hear it as a communication from the quantum field that we have transformation happening, right? There's so much transformation with the masculine consciousness on the planet right now, that we begin to really meet, right? We begin to meet the feminine and the masculine in all of us, comes into a deeper and deeper repair and a deeper and deeper harmony. And when that happens on within, we begin to see it on external. We begin to communicate more transparently. We begin to let go more mask and defenses of fear, and let each other in, right? Speak truth and connect and share from the heart. So I wanted to pull a card for us, for a collective kind of a reading for year 2024. I already did an intuitive predictions broadcast. I feel it's going to be a year that will invite all of us into new levels of leadership, mastery, strength, right? True balance. It's a year that vibrationally speaking, energetically speaking, has a lot of opportunities to create your own fortune, right? The way that lately, the way that I see the world is all quantum, right? So the way that I feel and I see and I communicate what I see, there's this powerful field all around us. The empty space around us is not empty. It's filled with light and information and codes. So when we are receptive and present, we can not only hear or feel them, we can download any innovative solution from the field itself. And then the work is finding the courage to actually act on your download instead of just sitting with it for 5 months without doing anything, right? So the speed of us acting on our inspiration and trusting what we receive from the quantum field and learning to see the creativity as play. The future of work is play, right? We are designed, the way that we're designed as human beings, as spirits in human form, we're designed to create, we're designed to play with our creativity. This is why the old structures of doing jobs that doesn't have any soul, they cannot be sustained. They will collapse. And there's going to be this more and more rising of this creative society. Every single person finding their own unique contribution, finding a way to collaborate, to add their own beauty, their own art to the tapestry of the society, right? This is what we were designed to live. Before the mechanical, industrial, Iron Age revolution that suffocated the mysteries, that killed the magic, that took away, this deeper understanding of how the universe works, and it all served its purpose. But now is the time for the magic to meet the science, right? For the quantum to meet the mystical and to realize it's the same thing, just being explained in different language. So the creative society is the future for humanity, for us to step into building this creator economy, creative society, where every single person feels like they contribute to the building of this new society that has new values, divine feminine values, divine masculine values, right? And we each recognize each other as messengers of love and truth and wisdom, and we lift each other up. And we also become more and more masterful of our lower self. We become more and more honest, looking at our addictions and our shadow patterns, our fears of our self-doubt, right? Our tendency to stay in the rut, waste the time, right? So this is the time to renew and just say, I choose to trust my creativity. I choose to trust my soul guidance. All right. So, dear ones, I found these beautiful cards on Etsy. And it's by an artist, Autumn Sky. She has a beautiful account on Instagram. So if you want to look it up, they're exquisite. There was a time in my life where I tried to go on an oracle deck diet. It was a total failure. I just went and I got 5 more decks. I love my oracle cards. It's a divination tool, right? Any priestess uses divination tools. Any priest, any oracle within you. So they are absolutely beautiful. You can see their beautiful artwork. Let's see what will come through for all of us. What are the frequency that would be wise for us to activate and to embody for 2024, this new cycle? So for the collective, for the community, for all of us, what would be the message? Wow. First I just see the image before I read it. So, okay, do you want to see the image with me? Look at that. Right, like the moon, the devotion, right? There's a communion. This is the communion, the card of communion, right? Before I even read it to you, just take it in visually and see what you feel. The clarity that comes through devotion, the illumination that comes through that mystical communion with the fabric of life. And then the message for us is called purity. Create sacred space. Your body is your temple. Honor your indwelling spirit. Shine your authentic light. Meditate. Wow. May we create a sacred space with our presence. May we remember that our body is our temple. May we honor the spirit of divinity within us. May we shine our authentic light, knowing that we are worthy and we are enough exactly as we are. And there is always more for us to discover of who we are, what we're truly capable of, right? It's such a beautiful dance. You're worthy, complete, whole, enough as you are, and you're always in the process of becoming more of who you are, right? More expressed, more trusting, more visionary, awakening your healing abilities, awakening your leadership abilities. So it is really beautiful. Shine your authentic light, meditate. So the next year intentions and wishes from my heart to you, whether you are with me live or gonna watch this as a replay, whenever you catch this, may we all find true wealth in generosity of spirit. May we become smile millionaires like Paramahansa Yogananda taught us. May we discover that there is bliss that can be accessed in any moment, and it's a bliss that comes through meditation, right? So the card for us. And if I can share with you what 2023 taught me is the power of spiritual practice, because I find the more consistent is my practice, the more natural it is for me to feel freedom within. The deeper is my practice, the more free I feel, the more I am able to stay lucid and aware in the divine theater that is unfolding in front of me, right? And then when I let go of my practice for one reason or not, maybe I'll skip a breath work, right? I'll skip a meditation. Then I immediately sense that. I immediately feel like, oh, you know what? I do not operate on the full capacity of my spirit without the practice. And then eventually, everything becomes a practice. Lately, I've been challenging myself when I drive to treat it as a meditation. It's like not being lost in thoughts or in thinking what I'm gonna do when I arrive somewhere. But actually, when I drive, like, this is a meditation. So every activity becomes a meditation. That's my personal aspiration. How can I bring this level of presence to everything I do and joy? So, divine souls, I am so grateful to spend this time with you. I am planning to have a beautiful dance party by my fireplace and have an ecstatic primal dance to move the energy out of this 2023, to open up the body, to open up the channels, and to greet the 2024. In old Russian tradition, I come from that lineage. I come from Russia. They say how you meet the New Year's Eve is how you're gonna experience it. So I am choosing to meet it from the frequency of ecstasy and bliss and this divine opening to life. So for me, it's dance. For me, it's singing. For me, it is to cultivate that spirit of celebration that is unconditional, and to ignite that in everybody who is around me, because I know how powerful is the frequency of joy. And joy, true joy is unconditional, right? True joy is unconditional, where you can find that inner smile, you can find that joy. Yeah, Ashvapati, bring the parts to wholeness. I 100% agree with you. Let's all do that. Let's bring our beautiful, many parts home, home into the wholeness, into home within. And I also wish everyone to find the way to renew your spirit. The last 3 years were deeply transformative for all of us, right? We can all agree we are not the same for the last 3 years. And if some of you feel a soul fatigue, like your soul is getting tired, right? Find a way to renew your spirit. Find a way that helps you access a much bigger quantum reality. Whether you do it through Vipassana meditation for 7 days, 10 days, whether you go into plant medicine circle, whether you go to a spiritual pilgrimage or a retreat, the theme that I hear that is so potent for all of us is spiritual renewal. You know, it's kind of like a refresh the whole circuitry, refresh the whole being. Give yourself that. Yeah, cacao. I'm going to have cacao right after this live stream. I agree with you. Cacao is a beautiful medicine for me. And I just recently discovered kava kava. My spirit sister Aluna introduced me to kava kava. And so I can't wait to receive it. It's coming in the mail. And to drink that and to recalibrate your nervous system, you know. So I cannot drink coffee at all. I do not like what it does to my nervous system. So for me, it's cacao, tea, kava kava, something more soothing and calming. So on this note, Divine Souls, I wanted to take a moment to make a few announcements. Right? Kava kava is on the way, Aluna. If you are yearning to connect to a much bigger purpose, much bigger soul assignment, much bigger vision, if you're looking for a spiritual renewal, I invite you to check out my Peruvian retreat that I will be hosting. The vision is to host twice. One is in April and another one is in September. It's a really special, sacred experience that will touch every part of your heart, from a stunning, breathtaking nature, from the stillness, from the, hugeness of ancient mountains everywhere you look, to the rich prana in the air, to the beautiful heart-centered people of Peru who will greet you with their millions of smiles. This is a spiritual pilgrimage that is designed to awaken a new soul power within you, the new soul vision. If you'd like to learn about it, just send me a private message, or any of my experiences, whether it's retreats or one-on-one work or online courses. If you look into my Instagram bio and click on that link, it just drops out and you see all these beautiful offerings there. But Peru is very special to my heart. I consider it a spiritual home, and nothing nourishes my soul as much as the Peru offers the codes of simplicity, the codes of nature reverence, the codes of wonder, peacefulness. And I find every time I do go to Peru, I reset my nervous system. If you are in the Western world like me, whether you are in Western Europe or you are in US or Canada or Australia, we live in a very fast pace. It's almost like we live with the foot on the gas constantly. And that inorganic speed that we move through life really creates an impact on our nervous system. And we either become reactive or anxious, or lose ability to make powerful decisions, lose ability to trust our vision, right? Because we live in this inorganic rhythm that constantly says, go faster, go faster, go faster, you're not enough, do more, right? So when we go to spiritual pilgrimages, we get to experience in a very physical, somatic way a new rhythm, organic rhythm. And that touches something deep within you. And when you come back, you begin to look at the way you move through your reality in a new way. You begin to make new choices. You begin to make new decisions. So this is the reason why I keep coming back, is for that nervous system reset, spiritual renewal, and also to have my eyes opened to a different kind of way of living, a way of living that is rooted in simplicity, in community weaving, and deep honoring of Pachamama, or Mother Earth. So this is a very special experience. This is my cat, Gracie. And, I wanted to bring this, and I forgot that I even had these ears. Look at these ears. I got them, and I was like, I forgot to wear them. So on this note, dear community, thank you for joining this broadcast. And I hope one message, two, or maybe several reached your soul and served you as a reminder or as an encouragement how to orient yourself to navigate next year with equanimity and grace and trust in your power and your capacity and your soul, right? Yeah. So, yes, Hazen, I like your comments. He says decisions have become harder for people. Decision fatigue, and people get confused, they do nothing. Yeah, exactly. Here to dispel confusion and to say, trust your decisions. When you live from the place of unity, the place of deep trust in the wisdom of life, it's impossible to make a mistake. Just like how liberating that realization when you truly realize that. Hello, so wonderful. Hi, Patricia, so good to see you. On this note, darlings, have a beautiful, beautiful, restful now. Look at these beautiful cards. Aren't they majestic? So majestic. And one thing I forgot to mention, for those of you who are still here with me, a ritual of release that I wanted to offer you, and it slipped out of my mind, but here it is. So again, in our culture that is very result and achievement and pragmatism oriented, sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves, looking back at the year and feeling a sense of regret or disappointment, right? Whether it's conscious for you or unconscious. It's like this, I wish this year was just a little bit, I wish this year took me a little bit further, right? In whatever area of life you perceive that there is not much growth, right? So I offer you this cleansing ritual of letting go of all regret, of letting go of disappointment. Disappointment will lower your energy, right? Or if there is a regret about anything, it's usually gonna be connected to guilt. Whether we feel guilty for missed opportunities, or the moments where we were reactive, the moments we lacked courage this year, right? So all that energy is really important to cleanse energetically. And maybe you take a beautiful salt bath and just speak what you're releasing into the water, Maybe you go to the ocean if you live close to a big body of water, and simply just voice this kind of a self-forgiveness and self-acceptance, and to really cleanse that energy of regret or unease with whatever this year asked of you to go through, whatever mistake you have made, right? we all make the choices that we're like, wow, what was I thinking? Okay, here it was. But just to park that, to park the past, and to say, you know what? How do I know what happened needed to happen? Because it did. And if it did, life doesn't make mistake. I'm a part of life. So life breathed that experience through me for a reason. So in that I can find a deep tranquility and deep peace of mind and a deep centeredness. So that's the cleansing ritual that I almost forgot to mention, but here it is. It's a really beautiful one. And I practice energetic clearing every single day, especially if you are in a creator, if you are here to be a part of the creator society that I've mentioned in the beginning of this live stream, that new earth is here. We've reached the tipping point. Now now we're rolling our sleeves and we're building a new society together. We're building a new society that is a creator society. So, for us to create, with that innocence, with that beauty of being available to life, being joyful, right? We gotta practice energetic clearing on a daily basis, and to remove any stuff that is in your field, whether it's your ancestors or the people around you or anything like that. Just staying in our energetic sovereignty is so important. So that's what I wanted to offer you for clearing your energy before the end of this cycle, and to move forward and to continue working on the energetic level, and then playfully engaging with your creativity. Do you have any questions? Because I'll stay for a couple more minutes, and then it's been already 40 minutes. But to me, every time it just goes like 5 minutes. It's so beautiful. I am drinking Nourish tea. One of my friends and the students make this. Hazen says, best decision on New Year's Eve so far, joining this live. That is such a big compliment. Thank you. I received this. My quote for 2024, there are no rear view mirrors on the rocket ship. This is a cool quote. I will join you in that one. That is a really cool one. Yeah, we are. Isn't it amazing to remember who we are? And when we do, we begin to remember how do we contribute to this new society that we're building together. And the old society is falling apart. And if we lose ourselves in the movie, in the character, then we truly cannot contribute to this new fabric and the new codes and the new blueprint. So how do we have compassion to the old that is crumbling and keep the fire and the vision for the new, knowing that every single one of us is the bridge to the new society, the creator society. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And may I play you this beautiful song? It's called Empress. Okay. My daughter. I sometimes really reflect, I often ask people who come to me for mentorship and guidance, I ask them, what do you want to be known for? If you know you only have a year to live or 10 years to live, what do you want to be known for? Right? And I offer you that question. And for me, it's always, I want to be known to be a joy ambassador. There is such power in joy, because when we can tap into joy under any circumstances, we channel the spirit of hummingbird that can take new heights. It's a tiny, tiny little bird, but the mighty speed of her wings, right? It's not about the size. It's about, this daring to go up and to trust your tiny little wings and this speed, the speed of joy, right? So that's something that I contemplate. What do you want to be known for? I want to be known, I have been an ambassador of joy. On the time when I was on this planet, I was a smile millionaire, and I was an ambassador of joy. And every year I learned how to trust life unconditionally. Because I'm finding, my dear friends, when we truly walk the path of the sacred feminine, the path of the creatrix, the path of the mother, her only request from us is for us to learn to trust her unconditionally, more and more and more. And why? Why would she would make that request? Because when you trust the mother of your soul without condition, you discover the depths of intimacy, of the mystical communion with the great beloved that you could never discover if your trust was conditional, right? So of course, life will bring twists and surprises and unexpected unravelings on the path to give you an opportunity to fall into the mother's arms, into the oneness arms, into the quantum field embrace, and to discover that we can never be lost, and we can never, it is the great beloved, the great beloved. So the way that I look at life is, every single one of you who's here, who's going to watch the replay, you are the great beloved in your unique form. And the more of us awaken to that mystical gnosis, mystical realization, we begin to move through reality in a very different way, with deep strength and also with the most profound softness, right? We begin to touch things very softly. We begin to communicate from the heart more and more and more, lead with love. And when we don't lead with love, we catch and we correct and we open our hearts again, right? That's the journey. To you, and may you have the most beautiful year of inner strength, good fortune, and spiritual renewal. Because you are absolutely worthy, and you are capable, and there is no limit to the power of spirit that lays in every cell of your being. Cheers. I'll see you next year.